When you watch a movie with your siblings and an ugly character appears, that's you.
Ah! Relatable. That's you.
Wait, does anyone else remember being forced to draw cubes or having a fixation with drawing them?
Yeah, I had a cube phase. I remember that. Good times.
Yes. Why do you know this? Pencil grips.
I never used them, but my siblings did. And I remember other kids using them. I remember the ones on the right being like weirdly textured. I didn't like the texture of them on my fingers. The ones on the left, again, I didn't
are the
use
sweetest
them,
little cutie
but the
pie.
texture was more tolerable.
Knitting needles exists. I'm Wolverine.
My mom hated. Oh, we were not allowed to touch her knitting needles, crochet needles, any of that stuff, man.
I don't care how old I am.
Jeez. Can you imagine all the bacteria though? Like, as a child, how did we survive any of this? Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. That's a cesspool of COVID 2026.
If you ever threw these, your childhood rocked. Remember the blue PE mats that were
the PE mats. I remember these.
meant to cushion you, but were actually more like concrete slabs of deception. The only time people want to be your friend in school.
Yeah, no, it's true. Do you have a pencil? Do you have a spare pencil? Do you have any gum? Do you have any chips? Share your snacks. I swear, like in school, ultimate moochers. Ultimate moochers, man.
Trying to figure out where the hell the milk.
I loved this toy. I remember getting this toy for 25 cents at a yard sale, and I was so happy. I was so happy. This is one of my favorite toys ever. I loved these. They're so fun. You could use them on any baby doll.
Meme in 2040. If you remember these, your childhood was not all.
That's so funny. Yeah, this is the future everyone knows meme.
Admit it, you and everyone else used to wear these. Yes,
I didn't.
12-year-old me watching Windows Media Player visualization.
Oh, I did this. I loved the original stream. The original stream was the stupid Windows Media Player visualizations and messing around with these. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. What a throwback. I forgot about this. Core memory unlocked.
Childhood trauma. You're so wise for your age. You have such good reflex.
Yeah. Constantly. Wait. This is playing the arm wrestling thing, right? This is arm wrestling, right, guys? This is arm wrestling, right? Right?
They slept together.
Yeah. They're just taking a nap. Innocent 8-year-old little ChaCha. Oh yeah, they had a great nap.
7-year-old me making potions in the bathroom.
Me. This was literally me. I was always making potions in the bathroom. Saying,
One childhood station has got to go.
Disney has to go. I'm sorry. OG Cartoon Network was where it was at. And I loved Nickelodeon. I'm going to say Disney has to go.
Bye-bye, Disney Channel. Who remembers playing hopscotch?
Yeah. Back when we had a driveway, we had chalk, and my sisters and I would constantly like make a hopscotch path for fun, and we would play hopscotch. It was fun. It was cute.
You grew up playing outside in the dark.
Yeah! Up until my dad was like, you better come inside the house before I beat you with the belt. Every time. Every single time.
What feels illegal but isn't flushing the toilet in the middle of the night.
Yeah. Especially as a kid, I remember that. Because it's like, oh no, we're going to wake mom and dad.
11-year-old me, after jumping from 4 stairs in front of...
Yeah! I was always doing crap like this. My parents would get so upset when like we jumped off the stairs to see how many like stairs I could do 5. I could jump from 5 of them. I think my record was like 6. Or maybe it was 7. It was either 6 or 7. Do you get dehydrated a lot? Need a drink that won't break the bank? Then you should get Gamersupps. They believe in traditional American values, like anime girl guys. It's caffeine-free and caffeinated in 2 kinds of tubs. Gamersupps improved my social life, and now I can stop seeing people in the mirror. Popular flavors include Guacamole Gamer Fart 9000, Sweet 6-Pack, Blowhole Blast, and Sploosh. Use discount ChaCha at checkout for 10% off. Stay hydrated. Stay hydrated. Stay hydrated.
Kids these days wouldn't understand.
This was so fun for like, okay, like you have to understand, I didn't go to Chuck E. Cheese a lot, but when I went, it was always for somebody else's birthday party. Poor memories for me, because again, we were poor. I remember going one time to Chuck E. Cheese for a cousin's birthday party, and then the other times that I went to Chuck E. Cheese, it was for other friends.
You are the sweetest little
and
cutie
their
pie.
birthday parties. So like every single time, it was like so gratifying and it was so much fun.
I have finally done it.
Oh, this is what everyone wanted to do with their pencil. And if you do not agree, you're a liar. A liar. I went to Chuck E. Cheese a grand total of once. I used to have a token that I refused to get rid of, lost it somewhere. No, not the sacred token.
Speed bump exists. Kids at
Yeah, kids in the back of the bus. And you would specifically sit in the back of the bus so that like when the speed bump came, you would fly off of the seat because you were so lightweight. Remember the days when you were teeny tiny and, you know, your weight mattered?
I remember my childhood games versus how they
Yeah. Back when we thought that the pixels were good. What is a privilege that people act as if it isn't? Having your childhood documented, pics, videos, letters, crappy childhood art, all of it. Yeah. Yeah. My mom would take so many pictures and do memorabilia and like keep all that stuff.
When do you think childhood ends? After the first crush? Or the first kiss? Or the first serious independent act? When you understand that sleep is a gift, not a
Yeah. For me, that happened in high school. I think that happened to me in high school my freshman year because I had to wake up every morning at 5 in the morning to get ready for school every day. Every single morning, we'd wake up at 5. 5 in the morning.
The good news, I found my favorite old jacket while sorting through my old stuff.
That's a nice looking jacket also. I like that bomber.
The bad news, the last
Oh, it doesn't fit anymore. It's so cute. Look how tall he is. Dang.
time I wore it, I was 9 years old. The best news.
Oh my gosh, wait, Slay! He looks so good in that jacket. It doesn't matter if that was for 9-year-old him. Slay! Slay.
I am the enemy now. Grandparents be like,
On a real note, I remember my mom and dad driving us to Hersheytown, Pennsylvania. And you could literally get Hershey bars this big. And my dad did. He bought one this big. And I remember having chocolate for like a million years, but like somehow we ate it all. Crazy.
8-year-old me explaining how my dream job would be to become Batman.
I remember this. This was anxiety for me as a child. This was the definition of anxiety when I was in first grade, second grade. Keep in mind, I only went to school up until second grade, and then I was homeschooled until high school. So,
Middle school versus high school. Boobies and
yeah, I remember that. I remember how, like, guys would message hello on the calculator upside down.
I want to die. Progression. Classmate curses. Me, I'm going to tell the teacher. Them, please don't. Raise his hand to go to
LOL, I'm not really raising my hand to go to the bathroom. I'm raising my hand to tell on you.
Own up. Who's done this? Not me.
I've never done this in my life because I don't smoke. I don't think I've ever seen anyone do this in my life. I have no idea. This was not my childhood, though.
School really had us eating this at 11.
I remember. You'd have that really early 11 a.m. lunch. Dude, tell me why they were feeding us chocolate milk and pizza. Like a pizza rectangle. Pizza and chocolate milk for lunch, dude.
Kids today will never know the pain of destroying your thumb and still having no clue if the battery.
Yup. So you used to be able to pinch the ends of the battery to see how much life was left in the battery. I don't remember if these were rechargeable or not. I remember that if you did have rechargeable batteries, those were expensive. But yeah, I remember doing this.
Year-old me
Always love
holding my
you.
breath when I see a smoke.
The reason why we did this is because of all of the non-smoking propaganda that went out in like the 80s and early 2000s. There was so much anti-smoking propaganda for kids. So much of it. You had Smokey the Bear, but that was like, you know, not to do forest fires, but like there was like other non-smoking commercials. There was like the DARE program. I don't know if you guys remember the DARE program. So much anti-smoking propaganda that talked about, you know, don't
You
smoke.
are the sweetest little cutie
You'll make
pie.
your lungs black and you'll die and you'll get lung cancer, da 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 da. And so, like, even as a kid, like, you pass by a smoker, you'd hold your breath because you don't want any of that. You don't want none of that smoke. The DARE program did the opposite of what it was supposed to do. Dude, I was not interested at all. But I hated the smell of cigarettes. I hated the way that it like, you know, got on your clothes. No.
My friend asking her mum if we can do a sleepover. 11-year-old.
Yeah. Hey, best friend, could you ask my mom if we could have a sleepover? Because she is more likely to tell you yes and me no.
Delicious orbs.
The Orbeez.
Don't eat orbs.
These are dangerous. Like, I'm so glad I never like did this in the bathtub because my dad would have murgulated me. For real. If he had to deal with this as a plumbing issue, beheaded.
My 12-year-old stepson just handed me a literal wad of cash and said, buy yourself something nice. It's like $400. Where did he get it? What?
Yeah. When I was a kid, I was always saving money. I was always doing chores and finding ways to earn money. I was a baby hustler, man. I always had money. Even if, like, you know, everyone else didn't. And, like, I would hoard my money. I would hoard it until Christmas. And then, like, I was a baller during Christmas time, and I would, like, spend money on, like, family members for Christmas. And I spent all year long saving for Christmas every single year as a kid. Every single year.
This generation today.
Oh my gosh, waterbeds! My mother had a best friend, and her name was Kim. And Kim was super sweet. She was my mom's best friend when we were living on the West Coast. It was always so much fun to go to their house. They had like horses. They also had like this secret pathway to a beach. That was really cool. But also, she had a waterbed. And so every time we went over, little baby ChaCha would always ask if she could like sit on the waterbed. And this was the funnest thing of my whole life, was going to my mom's friend's house and laying on the waterbed and rolling around. And it was so fun. And it was so cool. It was crazy. It was the greatest feeling. No, it was. It was so cool. There was a time where these were really, really popular. And I always asked my parents, why can't you guys get a waterbed? And my dad's like, no, absolutely not, because they're hell on earth if they pop. If they like pop for whatever reason, crack, whatever, they're like super hard to get repaired. It was expensive, and they were a hassle.
How cool you were if you had.
I love zoo plates. I love it.
We used to tie pencils in the night.
I didn't have those, but I knew they existed. Actually, I remember when you could order these from Scholastic books. Does anyone remember when once a month they would pass out the Scholastic book fair pamphlets and you had the option to like order them? I remember these being part of it. My mom would never get these. She would occasionally, once in a blue moon, allow me to buy a book from the Scholastic book catalog. And that was a super nice treat.
The fantastic baby blue gummy is gone. Kids.
Oh my gosh. Does anyone remember the special creamy blue gummies and opening them up and being like, oh my gosh, I hope I get a special colored shiny one. I hope I get the creamy blue one. The hidden flavor. Yeah, the Scooby-Doo gummy. That was my favorite. That was my favorite guy.
This company will taxidermy your old stuffed animals.
Oh, that's adorable!
So you can hang them on your wall forever.
Look how cute that unicorn is.
In elementary, it's your class's turn at the Scholastic book fair.
Yeah!
You got a crispy $10 burning a hole in your pocket.
Yeah!
That's your move, right?
I remember using my money to buy a Pokemon handbook for the original 150 Pokemon. I bought, it was, I think it was called like the, I don't know, Pokemon Pokedex. But I remember buying that and it was my favorite book. Back in the day, I bought the Pokemon handbook. Yeah, that was it. That was the times, man.
Nothing says Halloween like setting up a store in the.
This is so sad and so real because Toys R Us went bankrupt. And like, look at this. This is an ancient Toys R Us. And it's been condemned to a spirit Halloween.
Andy in college, drowning in debt upon discovering that his childhood Woody doll that he gave to a 6-year-old was a rare collector's.
Yeah! Like, this pisses me off. This pisses me off. I don't understand why he didn't keep that Woody doll.
POV. The series your mum is watching in the living room is low-key interesting, so you gotta hit this pose on.
Yep. Yup. Every single time my mom watched Charmed. That was like my mom's series. Also, okay, I need to talk about this. You know how every single time I bring up Kylo Ren, Doctor gets mad jealous? You remember that? Okay. My mom was super into the show Beastmaster. She loved the Beastmaster. My mom openly thirsted for Beastmaster. My dad was so jealous of Beastmaster for like no reason. And so one year, my mom gets a birthday card. She opens it up and she screams. Like, you know how I do my feral screams? My mom did one of those. And I was like, what is it? Beastmaster? And she was like, yeah, it is. And I was like, wait, really? And it was like Beastmaster oiled up on the birthday card. And my mom put it on the windowsill. It disappeared not long after. I wonder who took it. I wonder who got rid of the card. I wonder, where did Beastmaster go? My dad did not like Beastmaster. So anyway, yeah. No, but high key, I watched Beastmaster and Charmed with my mom. She had goated taste.
How cool you were if you had Heelys.
You were so freaking cool and probably rich. I didn't have the Heelys. I never had that, man.
As a kid, I was so cool. I smoked cigs, smoked cigars, did drugs, took pills, shot some people, drank some alcohol, and even downed some wine.
I loved Tic Tacs as a kid. I remember the bubblegum cigars. I didn't like Fun Dip. The Fun Dip sticks tasted crap, but like I liked the dip itself. And I loved Christmas time because that was like the one time of the year where my dad would get the ANC bottled root beer, and that was so good. That was my favorite.
Ease up on the nostalgia. Nostalgia can be used as a tool by corporations to elevate the good times to the commodities they sell. You can't buy back your childhood, no matter how hard you try.
That's not true. I played Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden Memories, and I got it back. I beat the game, and my inner child was very happy. So, this is debatable.
When you watch a movie with your siblings and an ugly character appears, that's you.
Ah! Relatable. That's you!
6-year-old me, when some random kid named Jason said he wasn't my friend anymore. For being anonymous, I had a friend called Baron, and I had a friend called Bear. Bear was very, very ill, and I started becoming friends with Baron. When Bear came back to school, he didn't like that, so he told the teacher I was stealing his friend. I got in trouble for that. Yeah, I know. I was 10 at the time.
What? What the frick am I looking at? What am I looking